This video will guide you through the recent 26.4 Accounting Suite release update. For detailed information, please visit our website AccountingSuite.4. Under the release notes page, there is description for all of the features and links to the knowledge base. Let us start with the overview of enhancements in the financial accounting. Accounting Suite now offers the option to perform period and closing, and this can be done in two ways. Let us have a look at them both. Under the accounting settings, there are three fields: 3 GL accounts, income and expense summary, and the retained earnings. Option number 1 is to perform one-step period and closing. In this option, all of the remaining balances on the income and expenses accounts are transferred to the retained earnings. No other settings are required despite from selecting the retained earnings account here. Let us have a look at the trial balance. We have some remaining balances in the income and expenses account, and the retained earnings account only has the beginning balance. Let us post the closing retained profit and loss document. What happens in the trial balance? It will become 0 because all of the income and expenses have been transferred to the retained earnings account. And that's it, just with one single document, the period and closing is performed. To show the other option, I will delete this document. Let us make sure that the figures in the trial balance are back. Right, they are back. So what is the option number 2? The option number 2 is to set different GL accounts as the income summary account and as the expense summary account. Users may use custom accounts or use the default Accounting Suite chart of accounts. In this option, the balances from the income and expenses accounts are first transferred to the income or expense summary, and then, using the second document, they are transferred to the retained earnings. Businesses decide on their own whether they prefer to use one-step closing or two-step closing. And there is additional setting required here in the chart of accounts. The income and expenses account have a new attribute, closing income and expenses account. This is required for the account balance to be transferred to the summary account. Let us post the closing documents. So first, we post the closing income and expenses account. Just create the document, select the date, and post it. Let us have a look at the trial balance. We have no other balances despite from the balances on these summary accounts that are set in the accounting settings. Great. Now we have to perform the step number 2. Accounting, closing retained profit and loss, create a new document, set the date, and post it. In the step number 2, we suppose that the remaining balances from the summary accounts will be transferred to the retained earnings. Let us check this. Right, the trial balance for the income and expenses accounts is empty, no remaining figures, and in the general ledger, we can see that this closing retained profit and loss document has transferred the balances to the retained earnings account. For more detailed information, please refer to the website AccountingSuite.4. There is a detailed guide on how to perform the period and closing. The trial balance report now offers a new mode, Trial Balance Details. It provides additional information with breakdown to the extra dimension. Let us have a look at a sample account of accounts payable. As per chart of accounts, the accounts payable account has 2 extra dimensions, the company and the document. Both extra dimensions are filled automatically when any document is posted. By running the trial balance details report, users can derive more flexible analytical tool, not just a statutory control report. To have a closer look at specific extra dimensions, there is a saved option for the trial balance details report called the extra dimension analysis. By selecting the extra dimension type in the left-hand pane, users can derive more detailed information on specific extra dimension type or even set a filter by the specific extra dimension. Another new detailed report is a project analysis. It is located under the projects and time reports, and it provides a comprehensive financial overview of turnover at the project level with more detailed breakdown by the GL account and then class and extra dimensions that are assigned to this GL account. The report displays amounts in the reporting currency, and also for those balance sheet accounts where the accounting by projects is enabled, the report displays the turnover in the foreign currency to obtain a more stable overview on the project financials. What is new in the tax accounting? First, under the admin panel in the tax settings, we have separated the accounts for value-added tax on goods and on services. This applies both to incoming tax and to the outgoing tax. So if a user needs to track the tax on services separately, then they need to set here a new GL account. How does the system know if anything is a product or a service? Well, in the items list, each item has this attribute. All of them are either products or services. The other feature in the tax settings is the new Redefine Taxes Account Workplace. It is filled automatically with all of the GL accounts already set here in the tax settings, and users have the option to specify specific GL accounts for certain tax rates. Let us have a look at an example. We have here the value-added tax with a rate of 5% that should be tracked with an account 15011. In the bill, there are two items. One is assigned with the value-added tax of 5% and the other with the value-added tax of the 10%. If we look at the postings, then we will see that the 5% rate has been allocated to the specified account. All of the other rates, including the 10%, will be allocated to the GL account 15010. Why? Well, because here in this workplace, we have not specified any other rate than the 5% rate. Important is that this setting can be applied to all of the taxes that are charged upon the accrual, for example, the value-added tax. Another new feature in relation to taxes is the new attribute. In the chart of accounts, all of the accounts which are income or expenses accounts now have a new attribute on the additional tab, Non-taxable. It does not directly influence any financial postings, but this attribute can help to set aside the portion of the expenses which are non-taxable. Let us have a look at an expense report. Here we are tracking the travel expenses, and some portion of them cannot be considered taxable due to the local tax legislation. So we are putting two line items into the expense report. The first line item is tracked on the GL account, which is not ticked as non-taxable, and then another portion of expenses is tracked to the GL account, which is ticked as non-taxable. Later on, when at the year end we will have to calculate the profit tax, we may filter the expenses that are not considered as non-taxable. In the trial balance, we can apply a filter by the attribute non-taxable and then see which amount of the expenses should be subtracted from the calculation base. Please refer to the knowledge base. There is a separate article that describes this approach in much more details. There is a new inventory aging report which allows to track slow-moving inventory. This report shows the inventory by stock, by product, and lot, and summarizes the quantities across the predefined aging buckets so that the slow-moving or obsolete items can be identified and be disposed of. This report helps to identify the items that approach the expiration date and monitor total value of the inventory by location to manage warehouse space and the carrying costs. AccountingSuite provides several tools that can be combined to operate the communication, which is referred to as business alerts and reminders. Let us use this inventory aging report as an example. We will save the setting. The report is filtered by particular product. Then, under the admin panel, in the print forms reports and the data processors, we can create a report distribution tool. Specify the description, select the recipients, and pick up this particular report. After completing the schedule and the delivery settings, the report will be distributed automatically when the issues exist. The existing customer statement document has been revised. Let us navigate to Sales, Statements, and create a new statement. This first dialog box shows a new option to show the transactions with zero amount or to hide them. Normally, most of the apply customer credits documents have the total of zero. In the statement itself, if there has been a discount provided at the cash receipt, it is now displayed as a separate line item in the statement, and users can run the reports accounts receivable aging or the customer details and then use the report distribution tool, which we have just seen in the inventory aging report, to distribute to the customer and remind about the outstanding positions. Talking about the warehouse transfer document, originally this document is designed to move the goods across the locations. However, users have the option to set one location in the field location to and location from, and without changing the physical location of the goods, we will have the option to allocate any extra landed cost to the goods, even though they have been already recognized in the inventory. Remember that any service item which is ticked as landed cost can have different allocation types on the item card, and in the document itself there is an option to tick the allocate landed cost manually option and then edit the landed cost amount in the products tab. The bank transfer document records the movement of funds between the two accounts. Let us navigate to bank transfer, and open an existing document. Both accounts can have different currency. It is important to maintain the exchange rate in the exchange rates list so that the amounts will be recalculated properly. And there is a new tab, Service Charge tab, which is designed to record any bank fee that arises from the funds transfer. We enter here the amount, the bank fee amount, in the currency of the transfer from bank account. And the document will record both the cash movement between the two GL accounts and will record the expense from the service charge tab. We are happy to introduce the option to connect AccountingSuite to the leading AI engines. In this demo base, there is no AI integration. To set up an integration in your base, please open the tab AI and follow the settings described in the knowledge base. This has been the overview. Again, please visit the website for more detailed information on the recent update. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.